Outlander fans love the time-traveling series on Starz. But does the show have any basis in history? Outlander is a fantasy historical romance series, which fans the world over have fallen in love with both in book format and as a television show. However, for a series about time travel, it actually draws a lot of its story from historical truth. Express.co.uk exclusively spoke to the book series author Diana Gabaldon about the origins of the show and what inspired it. Is Outlander based on a true story? The time-defying love story between Claire Fraser, played by Catriona Balfe, and Jamie Fraser, Sam Hagen, is adored by fans of Outlander. However, some might be curious to know what exactly the origins of this story were for its author Gabaldon. As many might expect, the premise of the series is based on a fictional idea. Although, in a recent interview with Express.co.uk, Gabaldon revealed how she came up with the story in a unique way. The author revealed how she was inspired to write the series after watching a Doctor Who episode with a young Scotsman from the 18th century in it. At the time, she was thinking about writing a book as practice in how to write a novel, so she thought, why not go with this period? Gabaldon explained, I said to myself, well, okay, you're writing a book, it doesn't matter where you set it, so why not Scotland 18th century? So that's where I began, knowing nothing about Scotland or the 18th century at the time, and having no plot, no outline, no characters. It turned out that I don't actually need those. But while the story itself was fictional, Gabaldon admitted she was a history buff, so she did a lot of research to make sure it was accurate. Therefore, after she came up with the original idea, she set about looking into the period while working as a university professor at the time. She continued, I was a university professor for 12 years before I started writing novels. So I said, well, I know how to look things up, I'm a research professor. It seems easier to look things up than make them up, so if I turn off my imagination I can steal things from the historical record. So I went immediately to the library at the university and started looking for books on 18th century Scotland. And the next thing, there were 400 books on Scotland, on everything, culture, language, geography, customs, etc. I just kept on taking out anything that looked interesting. I was on staff, so I was able to take out as many books as I wanted to keep them for as long as I wanted, which was a wonderful perk. And anyway, that's where it began with Scotland, and everything else just followed from there. As well as her knowledge of the time period creeping its way into the books and series, some other real stories also appear in her writing. This includes some of the characters featured in the show actually being based on real figures from history. This includes Bonnie Prince Charles, Andrew Gower, Guy Stucken, Lot Verbeek, and Governor Tryon, Tim Downey. Even Jamie Fraser himself was inspired by a real-life soldier on the battlefields of Culloden. Gabaldon has previously revealed she decided on the name Fraser after hearing about a soldier named this who survived the horrific battle. Therefore, while it might not be a true story, there's plenty of history to be found. This looks set to continue into Season 6 of Outlander, which will see the beginnings of the American Revolution start to impact Claire and Jamie.